The war had been long. Earth's fleet had fought tooth and nail for every inch of space we controlled, and still we were losing. The alien species known as the Zorathians, a race of highly advanced beings, had been our adversaries for decades. Their technology was beyond anything we had ever seen, their ships moving with speeds and precision that seemed impossible. But humanity had something they couldn't predict: our will to survive. It was supposed to be just another reconnaissance mission, a simple scan of the sector to assess the alien fleet's movements. But when Captain Eleanor Hawkins, commander of the fleet's flagship Endurance, reported an unexpected energy signature, we knew something was off. The Zorathians were far from predictable, but this anomaly was different. "Lieutenant, what are we looking at?" Captain Hawkins' voice echoed through the communication channel. The young officer at the console, Lieutenant Josh Miller, adjusted his screen. "It's not a ship, ma'am. It's a structure. A relic, perhaps. Something ancient. It's giving off an odd energy reading." A relic? Something ancient? We hadn't seen anything like that in all our years of conflict with the Zorathians. Curious, we ordered a course change toward the source of the signal. As we approached, we saw it, a massive cylindrical object floating silently in the void. It wasn't a ship or any kind of weapon we recognized. It was as if it had been there for eons, forgotten by time, but there was something undeniably powerful about it. "We're not alone," Captain Hawkins muttered. "The Zorathians must know about this." That was the moment our worst fears were realized. As soon as we entered the vicinity of the artifact, the sky around us lit up with the glow of hundreds of Zorathian ships. They had been waiting, watching, anticipating. The Endurance immediately went on high alert. The Zorathian Armada had arrived in full force, their ships stretching across the horizon like a dark, unyielding wall. And in the middle of all of it, the artifact hovered, a quiet enigma surrounded by the chaos of war. "Prepare for battle," Captain Hawkins ordered. The fleet's engines roared to life as we broke formation, preparing to fight the overwhelming numbers of our enemies. But something felt different. The artifact pulsed with energy, and for a moment, the world around us seemed to slow. I could feel it, even in the depths of the Endurance's command center, an almost tangible presence, as if the artifact was alive, observing us. Suddenly, an unknown signal erupted across all channels, broadcasting directly into our minds. It was a message, but not in words. It was like an understanding, a flash of knowledge that wasn't meant to be understood by mere humans. I heard the voice, but it wasn't from any person. It was from the artifact. "You are the inheritors," the voice boomed, 1,000 tones blending into one. "You have come to claim what was lost." Captain Hawkins stared at the communication screens, her face pale. "What the hell is that?" The Zorathian fleet, meanwhile, seemed to hesitate, as if uncertain of what to do. They had never encountered anything like this either. Their ships hovered, their weapons aimed, but they made no move. It was as though they were waiting for something, just as we were. "The artifact has chosen humanity," Lieutenant Miller said, his voice trembling. It wants us to fight." Captain Hawkins shot him a look. "What do you mean, wants us to fight?" But before Miller could respond, the artifact's pulse intensified. The entire fleet, both human and Zorathian, was engulfed in a blinding flash of light. In that instant, it felt as if the very fabric of space and time itself had been bent and stretched. Every ship in the fleet, regardless of allegiance, was shaken to its core. And then it was over. The light faded, leaving a strange silence in its wake. My heart raced as I looked out the window. We were no longer in the same space we had been moments ago. The entire battlefield had shifted. The Zorathian ships, once an imposing armada, were now floating aimlessly, their systems offline, their weapons powerless. It was as if they had been disarmed without a single shot being fired. "The artifact did this," Hawkins said in disbelief. "It neutralized their fleet." It was true. The Zorathians, for all their power and technological superiority, had been rendered helpless. The artifact had leveled the playing field in a way we couldn't comprehend. But as I looked at the humbling sight of the disarmed Zorathian ships, I realized something even more profound. The artifact hadn't just neutralized the alien fleet, had given humanity something greater, something more powerful than technology or weapons. It had given us a chance to reshape the galaxy. The Zorathians, though defeated for now, weren't gone. They would rise again. But now, the balance of power had shifted. The artifact had chosen humanity, not just for its ability to fight, but for something more. Something in our spirit, in our unyielding desire to survive and overcome, that the Zorathians had never accounted for. We had been given a gift, and with it, a responsibility. Captain Hawkins ordered the fleet to stand by as we began to recover the artifact. The artifact's power, though mysterious, was now ours to wield. We had crossed a threshold. No longer would we be the hunted. We were the hunters now. As the first human hands touched the artifact, a new understanding blossomed in our minds. The relic had been waiting for us, for this moment. We weren't just another species in the galaxy. We were humanity, and now the universe would learn what that meant. The Zorathians, who had once seen themselves as the pinnacle of intelligence and strength, had underestimated us. The artifact had shown them the truth. Humanity wasn't just capable of surviving in the universe. We were destined to shape it. And with that knowledge, we turned toward the stars, knowing the future would be ours.